Hello, hello, loves. Come on in, come on in. Hi, how are you guys? Okay, so today we are going to be talking about, as you can see, how do you make your everyday body also your vacation body? The reason why I came up with this, well, first, hello, my name is Mel. If you are new here, if you are in my Facebook group, welcome back. We are here every Thursday at 11:11. And I wanted to talk about this because this is, first of all, if you're going to the gym at all, you'll notice it is getting very, very busy. And so I know what people are thinking because this is what I used to think. Before my vacations is when I would get real serious, right? So it's like, okay, your spring vacation is right around the corner, and you start to watch your calories. Maybe you're doing more cardio. So you get really, really focused and intense because you have a very specific goal. Maybe you're very excited, you're going somewhere tropical, people are going to see your body, you just want to feel more comfortable in your skin. So I figured I would talk about what you need to do so that you can create this vacation body. I call it a vacation body because, like I said, usually we turn up the intensity a little bit. I don't know what's going on with my hair. Like one side is like cute and poofy, and the other side is like, I can't tell because it's reversed. um, so I wanted to kind of talk about this because I remember myself, especially in my 20s and 30s, that this was the case for me. I would, I would intentionally schedule vacations because for me it was motivation to really turn it up a notch. So I just would remember like a month out, 3 weeks out, I would be doing so much cardio, like exhaustive amounts of cardio, and I would be restricting my calories and I would be dropping weight relatively quickly. So I had this predetermined amount on the scale that I wanted to reach before I left for vacation. The problem with this is that after a while, this no longer worked for me, right? So after a while, the amount of energy I would put in didn't give me the same results. And then what always would happen is, and I saw this with my clients too. I was a personal trainer for over 20 years, and the same thing would happen. They would get a lot of motivation. They would be in the gym. They would be eating healthy because they'd be really excited about this vacation. But then on the vacation, they would, let loose. And then after the vacation, even if we would set up appointments for after the vacation, they would disappear. And I know for myself, I would put on a good amount of weight really quickly on vacation. And when I got back, I would just kind of feel in the dumps. I would be tired. And I just didn't have that motivation to jump back in, right? So if you feel like this is you, if you maybe have a different approach when you're getting close to vacation versus every day, just let me know that's me. Just drop a vacay body down below for me. If you guys are catching me live, always, drop a team live below so I know you're catching it live. And if you're joining me on the replay, give me a hello, team replay. So if that is you, let me know because here we're gonna fix that because I also fix this. This is no longer something that I do because, like I said, one, I found that it no longer worked for me. So years and years of prepping for vacation, or maybe it's for summer, it no longer was working for me in the same way. But here's some of the things that I've learned. So if you're someone who wants to have that vacation body, and what do I mean by vacation body? I'm not saying you have to be a certain weight or fit into a certain size. What I mean is, how do you feel best? Hello, gorgeous. Thank you for joining me, Renee. It's how do you feel best, right? And that could be maybe you have a little more shape. Maybe you have flat abs. Maybe you just fit into some specific shorts or a beautiful dress. Maybe there's something that you're like, okay, this is the body that I feel really good in. Another thing I just want to caveat before I get into my 3 steps here, or my 3 tips, is that me trying to get a vacation body was actually keeping me from having my dream body the rest of the year. It was actually keeping me from having that dream body that was just energetically aligned with me, that felt good, that felt like my body, that made me feel sexy. It was keeping me from that the rest of the year. And this is why. So, number one, I want to tell you this. Number one, if you guys are watching this and keeping notes, because we're going to make this real brief. Number one is you don't want to prep for vacation. You want to prep for life. And the reason is, and this is the mistake that people make, is because they are restricting and doing a lot of cardio, when they get to that vacation, they're primed and ready to store fat. So what you're actually doing is you're spending weeks, maybe even a couple months before your vacation, priming yourself to put on fat. Why is that? Well, first of all, when you're in a calorie deficit, especially if it's a little more extreme, you are going to be slowing your metabolism down. If you're doing excess cardio, kind of the same thing. It is slowing your metabolism and it's keeping you from being able to recover. So both of these, along with when you go into a vacation, you tend to indulge more, right? You tend to move less. So you've been putting your body in restriction, you've been slowing your metabolism down, and then you're being thrown into a situation where you are eating more, you're no longer restricting, and your body is now primed to put on weight, right? And so what happens is, even though you get to that beautiful sex, maybe you're feeling so good, maybe you got a little tan on, maybe you got your hair did, your nails done, you're feeling lean. But as soon as you get on vacation, hello Heather, as soon as you get on vacation, your body is like, calories. Your body is like, store this instantly. So if you are someone who goes on a vacation in spring, this can be really like a double hitter, because you go on vacation in spring, you prep for it, you prime your body to put on weight, and then summer's right around the corner, right? And then you've already put on this weight. And like I said, a lot of times the cravings and everything else are just like that double whammy, that it's even harder to get back into that motivation. So what you want to do instead is not prep for vacation, at least that way. You want to prep your body for life, so that you year round have that body. You have to get out of the cycle. Even if you have another vacation coming up around the corner, I would say if you have a spring vacation, I would set your focus on summer, right? Because you actually don't want to be priming your body to put on weight. You want to make sure that you're doing an exit strategy, which basically means before any vacation, you want to be increasing your calories instead of putting your body into this, I don't like to say starvation mode, but really slowing your metabolism and spiking your hunger hormones. All right, so number one, you don't want to be getting ready for a vacation really intensely before it, because you're basically priming your body to put on fat. Amen to that. It happens so long. Amazing how just a single vacation can stall weight loss. Absolutely. And if you do it the way I do it, it is like no big deal. Like, you can come back from vacation weighing less. That's the goal, guys. That's the goal. So we'll keep talking. Number two, my big tip so that you can have a vacation body every day is you want to, again, and you've heard this before, but I'm not going to stop saying it, because even my clients sometimes fall away from this because they get stuck in that chasing calories, dropping weight on the scale. But if you want to slow it down and have your vacation body, your ideal body, your dream body, whatever body feels aligned with you, you want to focus on lifting weights. Lifting weights. Now, this is lifting weights throughout the year, because that is what's going to keep your metabolism up when you're at rest. Yes, when you're moving, right? That's important too. But when you're at rest, your body is going to be a fat burning machine, right? I'm using all the cliches today. The fat burning machine, but really it does. It increases your mitochondria, it helps increase your metabolism, and it helps shape your body. So that's another thing that happens when you're constantly trying to get into a vacation body before vacation, is you're doing all these things that are actually depleting your muscle. That's what your beautiful, sexy curves come from. That's where your tight and tone come from. That's where your shape comes from. That's where your feminine metabolic powers come from. I've gotten better at my diet this week, but I need to get my workouts ramped up. Workouts are the most important. I would say don't diet if you're not lifting weights. Don't diet if you're not lifting weights. So, number two, don't diet if you're not lifting weights. The reason is, and it's been shown, and then, with my program, I have a cycling to go along with the female hormones because here's the thing, like if you diet without lifting weights, you are removing your muscle. Your body is going to take just as much, if not more, from the muscle than the fat. So you could lose 5 pounds, but so what if 3.5, 4 pounds of that is lean weight? You don't want to destroy muscle. Is harder to build than fat is to lose. It's very easy when it comes down to it, like the actual like math of it. It's very easy to lose fat. It's very hard to put on muscle. You want to do whatever you can to maintain your muscle. So lifting weights, and I mean lifting weights throughout the whole year. You want to be lifting weights. You want to have that base of strong, sexy, sculpted, toned curves, right? Like if you want the little arch in your abs, if you're someone who wants to get a little leaner. If you don't, that's okay. But that is going to come from that sexy, burning metabolism that is lifting weights. And take it one step further, while you're on vacation, lift weights rather than doing cardio. So if you're the type of person, because sometimes I feel really good when I'm working out on vacation, I will go to the gym and I will lift weights before I do cardio any day, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's super hard to burn off those calories, but I feel like at least you are improving your metabolism, and you're actually getting some benefit on vacation if you lift, because if you're eating more, why not use those calories to really build that metabolism and that sculpted muscle, especially if you're someone who's like, I could use a little booty lift, or I want a little more sculpt in my legs, or maybe you want some sculpted shoulders or toned arms, or whatever you feel is sexy, whatever feels alignment with you, whatever feels good to you. Lifting weights. I love the cycle that you instill in us. Yes, the cycle is so, so, so important. Mel, isn't weight training more important for us ladies as we age too, to maintain lean muscle mass? I would say it's always important. But yes, so as we get older, so once you're in your teens, you really start to put on muscle, but in your early 20s, you start to lose muscle. So that's where the metabolism begins to be lost. Now, everyone says you have to gain weight as you get older. It's just natural. But again, it's because you're losing muscle. You can build that muscle and maintain that throughout your life. So your metabolism, when it comes to how much you weigh and just your metabolic furnace, doesn't have to necessarily go down. There are some other indicators with age that might slow your metabolism down, but it doesn't have to be this big epic thing. It's usually how much muscle you have and how much you weigh. So it's not about weighing less, it's about being more dense and having the weight on you that's more tone, right? So number 2 is lifting weights is way more important than cardio, and you don't want to be on a diet without some kind of resistance training. And in the tough program, the Ultimate Feminine Formula, we have a very specific strategy that takes into account the feminine cycle, the hormones, the metabolism, and your energetics, all wrapped into one, because this is living your dream life with your dream body every day. Every day, but it takes patience. So your next vacation, hopefully you remember, don't go on a diet without lifting, and don't get restrictive, okay? 3 to 4 times per week is ideal, right? For lifting, I would say it's going to depend. You could do 3 to 4, or you could do 4 to 6. It's really going to depend on how heavy you're lifting, how long your sessions are, how your recovery is. So it could be, what time of the month is it for you? Because we have less ability to recover during certain times of the month for ourselves. It could be, how well are you sleeping? How well are you taking care of your stress? That's why in the program I always ask you each week when we're working one-on-one, how is your sleep? How is your stress? This is going to affect your ability to put on muscle and just your nutrition in general. So you could be lifting 6 times a week, but if you're not taking care of the other areas, it's going to kind of run your body down. So you want to make sure as a whole that you're doing what you need to do. Right? these are really great questions and comments. I appreciate so much. And if you're wondering who I'm talking to my group in the Ultimate Feminine Formula, weight loss formula. So if you're interested, you can just drop group below and I can send you a link. We are here every Thursday. All right. So the last tip that I would say is to have your vacation body every single day. I want you to learn to indulge. I want you to learn to find that balance every single day, every day. Because yes, when you go on vacation, you're very excited and you might want to overindulge, especially if you've spent the last couple months or even the last few weeks restricting. You might go overboard, which is okay to indulge. You want to indulge in a way that you find balance. So we usually talk about the mindset when it comes up to this. Nothing is off limits. Nothing is off limits. And if you make nothing off limits, it doesn't become that, as soon as you say you can have something, you want it more, right? And so what I would suggest as a mindset is that nothing is off limits. But I want you to make it delicious. I want you to make your indulgences yummy. And what do I mean by that? I mean, don't be eating as you run out the door. If you're going to indulge, sit down, feel good. Maybe you're having raspberries dipped in chocolate, and you're just maybe you have your drink out of a fancy glass. Allow yourself to indulge every day and love yourself every single day, so that when this vacation comes and you are treating your body well, you're not restricting, you're lifting, you're building strong toned muscle, you feel good in your body, you're wearing the clothes that feel good. I'm wearing my clothes that feel good every day. I got a little shoulder popping because that always makes me feel, even though it's the dead of winter here, I have a little shoulder popping because it just makes me feel beautiful. It makes me feel like a goddess. It makes me feel more aligned with who I am, taking care of myself, eating the fruits and vegetables, drinking the water, just indulging in every day, wearing my best jewelry, just wearing the clothes, not wearing my frumpy clothes, but wearing clothes that just makes me feel sexy and beautiful in this moment. That is what I want you to do. If you can embody this now, then you can take that with you and it will allow you to treat yourself like the goddess you are. Right? You don't want to come from a place of restriction. You don't want to come from a place of punishment. You want to come from a place of, I'm enjoying my life right now. I prefer Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It just works better for me to maintain a schedule. Consistency has been so hard. This is what seemed to work for me. Yes, and that's another thing to keep in mind. Finding what works for you that's going to be consistent. So sure, you could work out 6 times a week, Rebecca, if that's what you decided to do, but it's more important to do something that is consistent, right? And so if consistent means getting smaller workouts in every day, do that, right? If consistent means you lift 3 days a week and the other days you walk, do that. Find what feels good to you, because again, big part of this is going to be energetics. Energetically, we all have so much to give and different things work for us, not just the feminine hormones. And there's that individuality. Mel has always encouraged me to be consistent, and that is key. It is more important. Yeah, consistency is going to be way more important. Good morning, Heather, the other Heather. So those are my 5 tips, guys. So number 1, you want to make sure that you are not overly trying to get ready for a vacation. You want every day to be the same consistency, because otherwise you're priming your body to put on fats on every vacation. You're priming it. Number 2, you want to lift every single week while you're on vacation. If you want, instead of doing cardio, focus on lifting, and don't diet without lifting weights. We talked about that. You don't want to do that because that is going to hinder you in the very end. It is going to keep you from your vacation body, your aligned body, your dream body. It's always going to be out of reach. Or you're always going to be fighting for it, and it's going to get harder and harder over the years. And number 3, to embody that vacation body Every single day, I want you to indulge. I want you to find that balance. Indulge with balance, with the fruits and the vegetables and the sitting down and enjoying, and indulge in the beautiful, the way you drink and the clothes and how you do your hair and whatever your best jewelry. Indulge every day, because if you indulge every single day, then you are going to act from that place and you're going to treat yourself better. And you don't have to resist and punish until you finally get a vacation to breathe. Find that breath now. I'm going to take a deep breath in. Thank you guys so, so much. I appreciate you all. If you want more information, you can always just drop chat below and we can jump on a 10-minute chat if you're interested in my ultimate feminine weight loss formula. I am taking on 4 one-on-one clients next month. So if you're interested in the spot, you can jump on a 10-minute chat and I will send you that link. Otherwise, I hope you all are, I know there's maybe not as many vacations out there happening right now, but I hope you begin on your vacation body now, and then you can hold on to it forever and ever, because we all deserve that. All right? I love you so much. I hope you have a great day.